In a country where the average cost of living keeps rising, a handful of states still offer a way out. Places where your paycheck goes further, housing is cheap, and daily expenses won't break the bank. In these states, the cost of living index dips below 90, sometimes into the low 80s, meaning you spend 10 to 20% less than the average American on everything from rent to groceries to gas. But make no mistake, cheaper doesn't always mean easier. What you save in dollars, you might pay for in slower growth, fewer opportunities, and long-term trade-offs. So before you pack your bags, ask yourself, is it truly affordable or just less expensive on paper? Number 10. Tennessee. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Tennessee. The cost of living index here sits at around 90.4, meaning life in Tennessee costs nearly 10% less than the national average. And housing? Still within reach. The median home price in 2025 is around $394,100, according to Redfin, far below what you'd pay in most major states, and with property taxes that stay relatively low. But it's not just about cheap living. Tennessee is growing. Major cities are seeing job growth in healthcare, manufacturing, logistics, and tech. In fact, the state's unemployment rate remains below 4%, and new businesses are popping up across the board. Safety, though, is a mixed bag. While many suburbs and small towns are quiet and family-friendly, some urban areas still face elevated crime rates. If you're moving here, choose your location wisely. But overall, Tennessee delivers real value. It's affordable, income tax-free, full of opportunity, and culturally alive. That's why it lands at number 10 on our countdown. Number 9. West Virginia. At number 9, we head into the heart of Appalachia, where the views are breathtaking and the prices are even better. Welcome to West Virginia. West Virginia boasts one of the lowest cost of living indexes in the country, around 88.6. That means basic expenses here are roughly 11.4% to 22.6% below the national average. Housing is where the state really shines. In 2025, the median home price is just around $253,000, making West Virginia one of the most affordable places to buy a home in the entire U.S. Utilities, groceries, and transportation? Also well below average. It's the kind of place where your money stretches farther, especially if you're on a fixed income or remote work lifestyle. But, and this is important, West Virginia does face challenges. The job market is limited, especially in rural counties. While sectors like energy, healthcare, and education provide steady employment, the state has struggled to attract major new industries. Safety is also mixed. Many small towns are quiet and tight-knit, but crime rates in certain areas, especially former coal-dependent communities, are still higher than national averages. Still, for those who want mountain scenery, slow living, and unbeatable housing prices, West Virginia offers one of the lowest barriers to entry in America. That's why it earned spot number 9 on our list. Number 8. Arkansas. Coming in at number 8 is a state known for natural beauty, southern charm, and a surprisingly low price tag. Welcome to Arkansas. The cost of living index here sits around 90.3, meaning day-to-day expenses like food, rent, and utilities cost about 10% less than the U.S. average. Looking to buy a home? You're in luck. The median home price in Arkansas is just around $282,000 in 2025, far below the national median and a major draw for young families and retirees alike. Beyond affordability, Arkansas is quietly becoming a job market to watch. Major employers like Walmart, Tyson Foods, and J.B. Hunt are headquartered here, driving steady growth in logistics, retail, healthcare, and tech, especially in the Northwest region. But, as with many affordable states, there are trade-offs. Safety can vary dramatically, with higher crime rates reported in cities like Little Rock and Pine Bluff, while smaller towns remain peaceful and tight-knit. The bottom line? Arkansas offers some of the most affordable housing in the country, a decent job outlook, and a relaxed lifestyle, if you choose the right location. Number 7. Nebraska. Landing at number 7 is a state that rarely makes headlines, but quietly delivers where it counts. This is Nebraska. In 2025, Nebraska's cost of living index sits around 92.4, putting daily expenses roughly 7.6% below the national average. From groceries to gas, it's consistently affordable. Housing is especially accessible here. The median home price is approximately $275,000. Stable, modest, and well-suited for families, first-time buyers, and remote workers looking for space. Job opportunities? Stronger than you might expect. Nebraska's economy is built on agriculture, manufacturing, insurance, and transportation, with a low unemployment rate around 2.6%, well below the national average. And safety? Largely positive. While larger cities see occasional spikes, Nebraska ranks among the safer states in the Midwest. Communities are tight-knit. Crime is low in many rural and suburban areas, and the quality of life is quietly high. With low costs, a solid job market, affordable housing, and dependable safety, Nebraska may not be flashy, but it's one of the most balanced states on this list. And that's why it takes spot number 7. Number 6. Iowa. Coming in at number 6 is a state that often flies under the radar. But for those who live there, it's a quiet win. Welcome to Iowa. With a cost of living index around 89.6, Iowa offers a lifestyle nearly 10% more affordable than the national average. Whether it's groceries, healthcare, or everyday essentials, your money stretches further here. The median home price in Iowa in 2025 is roughly $227,000, well below national trends, and that includes spacious properties, solid construction, and stable neighborhoods. But affordability doesn't mean lack of opportunity. Iowa's economy is anchored by agriculture, insurance, education, and manufacturing, with major employers in cities like Des Moines and Cedar Falls. The unemployment rate? Around 2.8%. And when it comes to safety, Iowa consistently ranks among the top 15 safest states in the country. Most communities, especially in the suburbs and rural areas, report low crime and high quality of life. Iowa is affordable, stable, and secure, with a family-friendly atmosphere and no-nonsense Midwestern values. That's why it earns its place at number 6 on our list. Number 5. Alabama. At number 5, we head deep into the South, to a state where your dollar goes further than almost anywhere else in the country. Alabama. With a cost of living index around 88.8, Alabama residents enjoy everyday expenses that are more than 11% below the national average. That includes housing, groceries, and utilities. Housing is a major win here. The median home price in 2025 is just about $334,000, making homeownership remarkably accessible for both locals and newcomers. And it's not just cheap, it's growing. The state is seeing a tech and aerospace boom, especially in cities like Huntsville and Mobile. Alabama's unemployment rate sits near 3.2%, with strong hiring in manufacturing, healthcare, and defense sectors. Now, safety is a mixed bag. While many suburbs and rural towns are quiet and secure, certain urban areas, including Birmingham and parts of Montgomery, face elevated crime rates. Choosing the right community makes all the difference. Alabama brings together low costs, steady jobs, and growing industries. But it's important to do your homework before relocating. For those who do, it can be one of the best value states in the country. Number 4. Missouri. Coming in at number 4 is a centrally located state with real value baked into the everyday. Welcome to Missouri. Missouri's cost of living index is around 88.4, which means residents spend nearly 12% less than the national average on housing, groceries, and utilities. And the housing market? Still wide open. The median home price in Missouri is about $251,000. And that includes spacious suburban options, charming small-town homes, and new builds across the state. But it's not just cheap. Missouri is economically diverse. From manufacturing and healthcare to agriculture and finance, jobs are spread across multiple sectors. The unemployment rate hovers around 3.4%, and certain cities are pulling in tech startups and distribution hubs. Now let's talk safety. Like most states, Missouri is a mix. Some urban areas, particularly in St. Louis and Kansas City, have higher crime rates. But the state is also full of safe, peaceful towns and suburbs where crime is low and quality of life is high. Missouri offers a strong balance: low cost of living, accessible homeownership, and reliable jobs, all in the heart of the country. Number 3. Kansas. In third place, we head to the Great Plains, where wide open spaces meet serious savings. This is Kansas. Kansas offers a cost of living index around 89.7, meaning life here is more than 10.3% cheaper than the national average, from your morning coffee to monthly rent. And the housing market? Surprisingly affordable. The median home price in Kansas is about $262,000 in 2025, and that includes homes in top-rated school districts and growing suburban hubs. When it comes to jobs, Kansas has a stable economy built on agriculture, aviation, healthcare, and education. The unemployment rate holds around 3.1%, with steady job growth in the Wichita and Kansas City metro areas. And safety? Like much of the Midwest, Kansas is largely safe, especially in its smaller towns and suburbs. While larger cities may see typical crime rates, most of the state enjoys low violent crime and a strong sense of community. In Kansas, you'll find affordable homes, a calm pace of life, and dependable job markets, all without sacrificing comfort or space. That's what makes it the third cheapest state to live in the U.S. in 2025. Number 2. Oklahoma. Taking the number 2 spot is a state known for wide skies, low prices, and surprising momentum. Welcome to Oklahoma. With a cost of living index around 85.1, Oklahoma is about 14% cheaper than the national average, putting it near the top of the most affordable states in America. And housing? Still an incredible deal. The median home price sits around $245,000 in 2025, with many areas well below that, especially in smaller cities and rural communities. Oklahoma's economy is evolving. Once driven heavily by oil and gas, the state has expanded into aerospace, healthcare, agriculture, and tech. The unemployment rate is around 3.3%, with growing opportunities in both metro and rural areas. Safety varies by location. While parts of Oklahoma City and Tulsa report above-average crime rates, many suburbs and smaller towns are safe, community-focused, and ideal for families or retirees. With affordable living, decent wages, and plenty of space to grow, Oklahoma offers one of the strongest value propositions in the country. That's why it ranks number 2 on our list. Number 1. Mississippi. And finally, at number 1, the state that offers the absolute lowest cost of living in the United States, Mississippi. Mississippi's cost of living index stands at approximately 83.5, nearly 17% below the national average. From groceries to utilities, and especially housing, it's the most affordable place in the country to stretch your paycheck. Speaking of housing, the median home price in 2025 hovers around $165,000, the lowest of any state on this list. Whether you're looking for a modest starter home or a spacious family residence, Mississippi's market is extremely accessible. Job opportunities can vary. The state has a historically higher unemployment rate at about 4.5%, but sectors like manufacturing, healthcare, and agriculture remain the backbone of its economy. Efforts to diversify are ongoing, creating new growth in urban centers. Safety is a concern in some urban areas, with crime rates above the national average, but many rural and suburban communities offer quiet, affordable, and welcoming environments. So while Mississippi might not be perfect for everyone, for those prioritizing affordability above all else, it remains the best choice in America. And that's why it claims the top spot on our list.